Welcome to my channel. My name is Valerio and today we're gonna review the Rodimus from Takara, the number one of the new line Adamas Machina. So this is a transforming transformer, and I need to specify because they did this robot in collaboration with Flame Toys. Now, if the design in front of you looks like something you might have already seen, even maybe on my channel, if not, check the other video. Anyway, so this is based on the IDW design as a core. However, it more specifically is based on the Flame Toys release from 1 or 2 years ago. That one was a die-cast toy, a die-cast figure, not transforming, very, very impressive and incredible on its own. So when Takara decided to kill the Masterpiece line and went into and decided to rebrand itself, relaunch itself, and had the brilliant idea of not going alone, but decided to partner with one of the best company into the action figure market, which is Sentinel, which is the mother company from which Flame Toy come from. I was pretty excited. However, I was also in the doubt that, well, Takara would have pulled off a Takara. And if you have bought anything from the Masterpiece Giant line or anything from the other Masterpiece, you know as well as I do what to be afraid from. However, they decided to go with the Rodimus design, and the price was not too terrible. And I think it was around $170 plus shipment, depends obviously where you buy from and everything. Anyway, let's start with the chit chat and look what there is inside the box, which is terrible. It's very, very small. So not many accessories. And if you have in mind the box of the Flame Toys, there is so much more stuff, but that doesn't transform. This doesn't transform, so here it is. So there is the manual transformation, which completely looks the old one from any Masterpiece. Now there are the two weapons. The two weapons are pretty well done. They combine together. They are very, very similar to the one from the Flame Toys. However, those one are a tiny bit more detailed. This one are a tiny bit less, as far as I can remember. And well, I think one plug into the other like that, even if I don't think it's pleasant. Anyhow, so it is very well done, already well painted, already pretty happy. And but you know, there are accessories. Now there is this one, which is a tiny circular saw, and that is cute and fun. And then there is this one that works as a tongue, like you put it on the back. I don't understand what is this one. I did read the IDW comic, but many years ago, so if anybody remembers, please let me know. Anyway, here we have our Rodimus. So first impression is that it's not done by Takara. So first they give a nice feeling of weight, so there is a bit of heft to it. First it does transform. Now I want to say 75% of it is painted, the 25% that is not painted are the part that are gonna rub off, and overall it looks like Rodimus. Like, it's pretty surprising. Now, the paint is pretty good, but we're gonna look a tiny bit better after I transform it. And sorry guys, I tried to record the transformation, but I suck over it. So please go to Go, Jobby, Bobby, anybody of the 4-letter guys. Anyway, so let's just move into the proper robot, and we find ourselves in front of fantastic, and I really mean it, fantastic Rodimus. So first thing first, this is 9 inches, so it's not small. Second, if I show you only this one and I tell you it's the Flame Toys and you don't have the Flame Toys, you would have believed me. Third, is pretty surprising how this stuff transforms all together, and it's very tall. Now, one thing, I told you that there is a nice feeling of heft when you keep the car in hand. However, once you keep him in hand, because he's pretty tall at 9 inches, 23 centimeters, it feels lighter. However, the weight is there. Now, it is like, unless you own the Flame Toys, that I will make a comparison after, this looks amazing. Very hard to tell that it does transform. There are a couple of holes more, but nothing more. There are a couple of detail less. There are a few more parts that are unpainted, which is a good, because guys, when this guy transforms, something will rub and you will have paint scratch. However, they did decide not to put paint into a point where you don't see it, and the quality of the plastic that they use is super high. So overall, I'm very blown out. Now let's look at a tiny bit paint job and articulation. So the neck can move left and right, and the face is actually pretty well done. I think it's exactly the same as the Flame Toys. Now you can raise the arm over shoulder high, and there is a double joint there where you can close completely. So, and those those golden joints are terrible. I don't know where they put it. I think they use a different color. They totally look like tin. Now there is a tiny hole behind, but whatever. I mean, this stuff still transforms. And there is a hole on the hand, which I 100% don't understand. And these are the only two gaps that they are. That reminds me that yes, it's still Takara Tomy, but actually Takara Tomy does a good job, it's not Hasbro. But anyway, so you see the hole over the waist that can swivel left and right. However, this is exactly the same as the Flame toys, so this is not them skimping or anything, this is exactly how is the original toy. Now it can do the split, and it can bend. Now the original has some extra gimmick by pieces that pop in and out, move left and right. However, obviously, once you make it transforming, you have to remove some of that engineering, otherwise you're never going to be able to transform it. Now, there is really a lot of paint. Not everything is painted, but everything that is painted is nice, and not all the paints are exactly the same as the Flame type. Some are better, actually. I do prefer the orange and the peach color, which was more pinkish into the Flame. I will show you later. Anyway, so overall, pretty well articulated. It doesn't do anything super fancy like the Flame toys. You can, I mean, the sky's the limit with that dude. I think was my favorite non-transforming robot from a couple of years ago. But this one, all things considered, can move a lot and is pretty great. Now, it doesn't have, he has a very limited ab crunch, and the butterfly joint is pretty limited. But other than that, this is great. Still, it is a bit unfair compared with a figure that only does posing. Now let's do a tiny bit of a comparison, and we're gonna compare it obviously with the Flame toys. Now, tiny dude from Lego. The tiny dude from Lego is very tiny. Now on your left you have the Flame toys, on the right you have the Takara Tomy. Now, as you can see, they look a ton alike. Most of the paint used are the same. There is no doubt. The different are some detail, like the joint over the shoulder. They are unpainted over the Takara Tomy. They are painted over the Flame toys. The head is a tiny bit more raised, and it is silver. They are a bit more detailed, but there are also different painted detail onto the Takara Tomy, like on the shoulder. The color that they choose over the tights different. But guys, I really have to look for it, because this is like less than an inch smaller, like alpha inch smaller. And I mean, guys, the right guy transform. You remember from some time ago when they did a drift from inspired from the Flame toys that transform, and the transformation was terrible and the proportion went all over the place. Sorry, for comparison, this is the Gurren Lagann from Sentinel, another great figure, just in case you have one around. But now let's go with very tiny masterpiece Bumblebee. Small, I mean, in scales as it's supposed to. Now, tiny bit New Age G1. Is New Age? No, this is the masterpiece. The Magic Square smaller version. Anyway, we're almost done. Let's go for conclusion. So, very quick conclusion. Pro and cons. Cons. There are not that many accessories. I would have loved some extra face, like they are the one on the Flame toys, which are actually amazing. Some I would have liked the sword, I would have liked the fish rod. And the articulation is a bit more limited than the original that is Pythron. Said so, for the pros, this is beautiful painted. The transformation is a lot of fun, very easy. I don't like to transform my robot because I'm afraid I might chip the paint. However, in this case, it was so pleasant. This is Takara Tomy going on doing an amazing job. The sculpt is amazing because it is the Flame toys at 99%. Paint job, as I was saying, is great. 75% of the figure painted is more than enough, especially for something that might rub off. Joint feel good. So do I recommend it? And the other question, it doesn't make the Flame toys redundant. Well, not really. So first of all, there are a few holes that I was able to get into this shot. They're not deal breaker, honestly, and you need them unless you want to go into kind of like origami making to have every hole plugged in. However, this one does a different thing than the Flame toys. The Flame toys is a posing machine. It can transform in Rodimus Prime because there are some extra parts that you add to it. This one cannot. It is more heavy. It is a tiny bit more painted. However, this one, for being a transformer then transform, is actually freaking amazing. Like, it transforms in a way you wouldn't notice. The sculpt is still god tier, honestly. Paint job is extremely well done, not as precise as the Flame Toys one, but 99% there. And overall, it's great. Now, do we have to throw away our Flame Toys now that we have the new Takara Tomy? No. Why? Because you might prefer to pose your Transformer and don't care about posing them. You might just care about posing them and not transforming them. However, I really wish that Takara continue this collaboration, because if this is at the beginning, it's gonna just get better. And from Valerio, it's all. Guys, please like, subscribe, and have a nice day.